よくお似合いですよ、シャステルさん。私は剣しか握ったことがないんだぞ。
面倒を見るとは言ったが、ただ飯を食わせるつもりはない。ここにいる限りは働いてもらう。ネフィの言うことをよく聞くんだな。
分かったけど、もう少し優しくしてもらえないかな。今心の余裕が。
Archdemon Dilemma, episode number 9. And this episode was entertaining, adorable, fun, and funny. And I absolutely loved this episode quite a bit. First off, I gotta say, I love Four's diary. When she goes in and she's drawing, you know, she's drawing like Chastille because she really recently joined and she's living there for the moment. And she drew her as a monster with like, you know, breathing like fire or whatever. And she's calling her, you know, like twin tails or all that stuff. And she's just talking so much smack. Like she's so easy to prank. It's not even fun sometimes. She's such a loser. Like she's going off in her little diary. And I think that's like the cutest thing ever. And 4 is just really worth protection. Now, towards the end of the episode, 𝐒𝐚𝐧𝐬𝐭 met with 4 and, you know, formally asked her to live there, even though they had already kind of said, like, hey, you can stay here for 1,000 years and blah, blah, blah. But he formally was like, oh, you know, I haven't said it before, but like, if we didn't, you're free to live here. And we're more than happy to kind of like look after you, take after you kind of thing. But if there's something you feel like you need to do, go do it and just know that me and Neffy are here. Next episode, at the end of today, next episode we got a glimpse of next week, and next episode is called, of course, Parents Panic When Their Daughter Runs Away. But I find that so weird because 𝐒𝐚𝐽 literally told her, like, hey, if there's something you need to go do and accomplish, go do it, and we'll be here waiting. But yet next episode is Neffy and 𝐒𝐚𝐽 freaking out at the fact that she took them up on that and she left. All right. The rest of the things I want to talk about this episode is obviously last week we got left off on like a cliffhanger with Raphael, the Scarface Dragon Slayer dude. And I like how the episode started off with Barbatos going like, oh, you here? Let's do it. And then 𝐒𝐚𝐽's like, he's like, nah, let's talk. He's not here to, you know, to defeat us or whatever. He's here for a different reason. And immediately I kind of had a feeling too that Raphael's how do you say it? His reputation might precede him a bit. Like his reputation might be more blown out of proportion and he might be seen as a different person than he actually is. Now he's definitely strong and formidable and, you know, yada yada yada, but he also seems very caring and attentive and not somebody that reacts on emotions kinds of things. He's obviously looking out for Chastille. You know, he got her sword back in her hands. He went to go, you know, this episode he warned 𝐒𝐚𝐽 about, you know, the things that are coming for Chastille with the church and, you know, everything else. Like so he's being very attentive and very thoughtful and very purposeful in the actions that he's taking. And at some point, Chastille this episode got invited to a faction of the church, I guess, that is not completely against sorcerers, which makes sense because last week how we talked, last week I had brought up that it makes sense because we found out through 𝐒𝐚𝐽 going and researching Marcosius's castle or whatever, that there's some scriptures there that say like, hey, there's a chance that sorcerers are the ones that inscripted their holy swords and stuff. So it might not be, you know, these swords or weapons given by God. It might be these weapons kind of like imbued with certain things through magic. So there's like a whole side of that story there, which is pretty interesting. So it seems like, anyways, Chastille got invited to some group that is not against sorcerers. And my hunch is that Raphael's leading that group. This is going to lead me into the second thing, which is 4. And 4 keeps having flashbacks, and she had a very vivid one of her father being slain. Her father, big-ass dragon. And 100%, there's no way, shape, or form that wasn't Raphael there investigating. But I don't think he was the one, specifically him. I don't think he was the one that actually slew or slayed her dad. I think he might have just been there, like, you know, and the after effect kind of thing. But she saw that and she put 1-to-1, hey, the church people are the ones that killed my dad. Whether that's factual or not, whether Raphael or another person who looks similar to him is the one that actually did it, remains to be seen. But I did want to talk about that as well, too. Also, Barbados, really funny this episode. Funny from the beginning. And when 4 is playing pranks on Shastil this episode, he was like, he was hella laughing at her. Barbados is a fool, and I love the change that they did with him. I wasn't a big fan of him being the one to go behind Zagan's back and him be kind of like the little enemy for that little arc. You know, I wasn't a big fan of that, but I do really like and genuinely like his character, and I like that we are now seeing them back to being friends, and I just really like him as a character quite a bit. Outside of that, I mean, that's really all that happened this episode. There were some really cute moments with Neffy and Shastil in the bath, and some miscommunication, misunderstandings that are happened. That's always really fun and always really cool to watch, and really funny. And there was another, you know, a few other cute moments with 4. You know, this episode, there's a big rant from Zagan about teaching her how to, you know, do revenge the right way, how he did it the wrong way, but revenge is supposed to be sweet, and you're supposed to feel tired of so much revenge that you just, you know, end the person. And I like how Barbados was like, yeah, should you be teaching this to a child? So it's pretty funny stuff. So anyways, overall, I really enjoyed this episode. I thought this one was cute. It was adorable. It was fun. It was entertaining. It was funny. Like, just really good stuff this episode. So I look forward to next week. I'll see you guys then for that. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. As always, I appreciate you guys being here for another week of Archdemon's Dilemma. It's such a good anime. It's definitely one of the gems of the season. So I'm interested to see what you thought about this episode down in the comments below. And my friend, I'll see you guys next week. Make sure you hit me with a like before you leave. Helps a lot. All right, see you then, my friends. Peace.